Pretty hot today. It's like what you call a heat wave. So I'm gonna wear these sandals for the first month, and then I'm gonna buy some shoes with the second money that should be separated from two target receipts. So I boot for a little check usually. So that it's like a heat wave. So I guess like sometimes when people have to feel first, you see. So some people put a clothing on the kid, but it's what like I'm like an internal German and external black with crust because I looked into the mirror and I came downstairs and there could be a process of the air because it's a breeze because that's what God would like. So I take the long way again like I did last time, go up to Dempster, but I'm gonna make sure that if my mom comes, I'm gonna use the other side of the street for the first time, so that like I'm not going into her territory of how she wakes up in the morning and makes business, because she also leaves the state when she comes here. But they evicted me from my apartment because they claimed that I had my first apartment when I was 17, but they claimed that I wasn't going nowhere, that they said their ass was open and they wanted to say, hey, this has a double gate. So sometimes when I see things, some things that I've seen, because when I came down here, my mom asked me when I want to go, because Jesus, when he takes a piss, he doesn't want it to be around these people who encroach people through open eyes. So sometimes when people encroach people are basic people and people who follow the rules, and they try to put a boundary on me. But when Jesus was walking, he didn't want people to put a boundary, so he had to use wisdom to show them how he could get people outside, because this is like Louisiana altitude and Nefertiti. So when God, he wants to see something new, what he created, he has to show that it doesn't come from other men. So he has to show how a lot of these things that people see alike, he wants to make it new by moving things around. Because when people go to the YMCA, Jocelyn is why people go to Skokie, because they'll be regret that they want to go to an Israel place of Azkaban with Nefertiti. But when it's YMCA across the street from Lakeview, coming from the opposite direction of Van Buren's house, it means something else. From a space this way might be an airline, a space this way might be Louisiana, because when people come, they'll be like, oh, there goes the train. It's from the same box, from a line of walk. If you walk more than 3 yards outside the house, it's an airline. If you walk more than 20 yards outside the house, it's a park district. So it starts to be the same things. On a Monday would be different than a school district where there's people going to school outside of a real estate economy of different locations, where someone might want to see something different related to someone who tries to encroach and say that they were spitting on the floor because they want territory without taxes. That relate to, if I know what I'm going to get in Target, is different than if I walk around and get something where someone says, oh, his physical appearance is not related to a family, it's not related to his sandals, it's not related to how people go to school here. But what if I'm from a different school district? Well, I don't have to do the repetitive public schools in America, because in a different election there might be a different meaning of a facility that might have a different angle of a target infrastructure and how it relates to American resource and merchandise of protection of American economy through the collection of resources sold here in the time and locations of entry related to that aerial system of the Wi-Fi address zip of each company, separating the different district from the state of other e-commerce of Indians and Google that might relate to different merchandise of how people get cars and people see them, because they'll be like, oh, what if this lady wanted to be seen, but it wasn't with a church, it wasn't with like people. Some people are Baptist, some people are Catholic, but I might be from a certain tribe where this pavement, even though it's part of Target, it means something different to me than something that I might be recording on the lines, but I'll keep it in my pocket because I want to get my milk and go to the same place in the same video as my special spot, that my 2 receipts in pocket that for my video, because I want to make sure that when I go to Target, it's a Sunday, so there's a lot of people here. So I want to make sure that I look nice and neat, because I have my pants tucked in the top setting. When some people do things a little bit differently, but they'll say, hey, you didn't play high school football, you didn't have a six-pack when you were 15, you didn't have an e-commerce and of attack when you were 19, because you're going to the same facility as other people who just come from random people who come from random non-populated resorts. So sometimes you let these people get the best of you. So I'll be like, I don't know, no, I get to fights. So sometimes people will be like, oh, we see, because I'm not trying to encroach on people. But what if we get into a fight instead of someone saying, oh, I'm territorial and secret? I might have to whip it out in my video on my Facebook page because I want to make sure that some people might think I'm talking on the phone when I go into the store the way I'm holding my phone.